Across cultures and generations, humanity is reporting a singular collective intuition, the sensation that time is speeding up. We feel the hours and days shatter and dissolve at a rate that our ancestors never described. Yet our most sophisticated instruments tell a different story. Atomic clocks, which measure the precise vibrations of matter, show that a second today is identical to a second from 50 years ago. To resolve this tension, we have to look outside the boundaries of space-time. The God of Genesis is the architect of this system, existing beyond the timeline and possessing the authority to alter its flow. The Book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 21, provides the theological mandate for this authority, stating that the Creator changes the times and the seasons. The biblical promise of a shortening of days points toward a specific physical reality, a process of divine time compression. Modern astronomy confirmed this sense of acceleration on a universal scale. Observations from the Hubble telescope proved that the universe is not only expanding, but that the rate of that expansion is increasing. Scientists attribute this continuous outward push to an unknown force called dark energy. In Matthew 24:22, Christ prophesied that the end of days would be physically cut short to ensure that the tribulation remains survivable for the elect. This provides the foundation for our thesis that the physical force cosmologists call dark energy and the prophetic shortening of days are two different ways of describing a single divine mechanism, one that is actively altering the velocity of our reality. Einstein's work established that space and time are not independent dimensions. They are inextricably linked as a single malleable fabric. We visualize this fabric as a three-dimensional grid. Because space and time are woven together, manipulating the spatial dimension alters the temporal one. As this fabric is stretched outward at an accelerating rate, the temporal intervals woven into that space are compressed together. Cosmic expansion is the physical evidence of God telescoping time. The Father is actively stretching the canvas of reality to shorten the distance to the end. This leads back to the central paradox. If the timeline is physically compressing, why do our mechanical and atomic clocks fail to register the change? Think of the universe as a localized system, like a game engine. The master parameters are governed by an external creator, while a character inside holds a ticking stopwatch. When the creator doubles the simulation speed, everything accelerates, including the stopwatch. Because the clock is made of the same space-time as the environment it measures, it remains perfectly proportional to its surroundings. An observer inside a speeding train cannot measure the train's acceleration using a speedometer built into their own dashboard. The human experience of this compression is best explained by a vinyl record. As the stylus tracks the wide outer grooves, history moves steadily. But as it moves inward, the grooves become exponentially denser, and the distance to complete a rotation decreases. We are reaching the center of the age. Because we are traveling through these tightening grooves, historical cycles and global events now occur with rapidly decreasing distance between them. The dizzying pace of modern history is a direct symptom of traveling through these tightening grooves of compressed time. While our mechanical clocks are part of the engine and cannot see the change, the human psyche acts as a qualitative sensor for this acceleration. This curve represents what Christ called birth pains. Biology dictates that contractions do not occur at a steady rate. They increase in frequency as delivery approaches. Overlaid on this is Daniel's prophecy of exploding knowledge. The curve of information density perfectly matches the birth pains. When information density reaches its limit while the timeline itself tightens, the human psyche experiences the friction of that compression. This overwhelming societal acceleration is the prophetic readout of a system nearing its terminal conclusion. This outward push of the cosmos functions as a purposeful, engineered mechanism. By reversing our perspective, we see that spatial expansion creates a tightly spiraling, telescoping cone, converging on a single point in the future. The Great Tribulation presents an existential threat to humanity. If its destruction progressed at a standard linear rate of time, survival would be mathematically impossible. The shortening of days is a highly calculated prophetic mechanism of mercy. The Father has turned the dial on the velocity of reality to ensure the tribulation reaches its conclusion fast enough for the elect to survive. Whether it's dark energy, the tightening of historical cycles, or the explosion of information density, they are three expressions of a single divine act. All of human history is undergoing a precise telescoping process to prepare the Earth for the arrival of the Sun. The countdown for this acceleration is converging on Jerusalem, anchoring the end of the age to this physical location. God is actively compressing the age, folding the fabric of space-time to set the ultimate stage for the establishment of the kingdom.